Hola, and welcome to the Print Theory Podcast. We are on location, somewhere very special to our hearts.
And our stomachs.
And our stomachs. Yeah. Where are we at, Brandon? I don't know.
Brandon, where are we at? We are at Hola Cafecito in Hanford, California. Beautiful downtown Hanford, California.
Yeah.
We are here with Liz and Oscar. Say what's up, guys.
Hey guys.
Hey, guys.
This is so cool. We have wanted to do this since midway into the first season of our podcast. Honestly, since you guys became clients, Nate was like, this would be so cool to get them on the podcast.
I feel like I told you months ago.
Yeah, it was
right
way
when we were
at the
anticipating
beginning.
it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was really excited to get you guys on here.
Yeah, I had told him a long time ago, like he mentioned in a podcast, and then that's when we started following each other, and I was like, oh, they have a really legit podcast. So yeah.
That's why they came in and said, we have a podcast I want you on. And she was like, and then she checked and was like, oh, it's a legit podcast.
Like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, yeah, we'd love to do it. We'd love to do it. That's awesome. And it has been great. You guys know it's unofficial, but we're hoping to make it official. So you guys are our unofficial sponsors of the podcast.
Official sponsor.
Unofficial official.
There you go.
There you go. You heard it here. Unofficial official.
It's made official.
Yeah.
It's made official.
I don't know. I got to hear from them.
We'll
okay.
sign the contract.
Let's go. All we ask.
Unofficially.
Unofficially
Sign the contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here, the details of the contract is nothing changes. We'll still buy the coffee. We just want to still be able to use that. You're an official sponsor. We'll still come every Friday. Nate comes every single Friday.
Yes.
Even
Hola
before we start the
Fridays.
podcast.
Hola
Hola
Fridays. Yep.
How did that actually?
It's a thing now.
How did that start though? I don't remember exactly how it started.
I think I came here and I really liked it, and I knew that Dan really liked it. So I think just out of the goodness of my heart, I was like, well,
Because Nate buys it out of the goodness of his
I
heart.
love my coworkers. So
yeah. Out of the goodness of my heart, I feel like I just went one Friday
Yeah.
and did it, and it made the Friday better.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, let's do it next Friday.
Yeah.
And then once I did it next Friday, I'm like someone who like repeats
Habit
keeps it
things
going,
when
yeah.
we have tie-dye Thursdays. I religiously
He is
wear.
I
faithful.
know. I think that's cool.
He is
Like you guys
faithful
have
to
like
that.
themes, and it just makes work that much more better and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nate follows it better than.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
Some
how
of
it.
us.
That's how it all started. That's how Hola Fridays just kind of started. It was one trip out of kindness, and now it's just a habit. Now,
No, and then
Yeah.
it's cool to see our cups in the podcast. So that's pretty
Yeah, that
cool.
was
Yeah,
pretty
we make
special.
sure to turn them.
We were so bummed that what do you call it? The episode with Cal that we just did, that we just posted, the last one. We get there, and we're like, dang it. we forgot the coffee. Because we did it
Was it
On a
later
Thursday. It was
It was on a Thursday, and it was
Yeah.
later than we expected.
Yep.
And then we were originally planned also to we have these cups in our break room.
Oh, yeah.
That we were like, we could have just brought the cups too.
I know you guys should throw some in the car.
Yeah,
trunk.
we should. We
Yeah,
will. We
just
have
in
them.
case,
We just
yeah.
got to keep them on site.
Yeah, we got-
but
we got some more.
our days were thrown off. I was like, what's going on? And we just forgot. But we were like, dang it, I hope Ola doesn't get mad.
No,
We're infringement of our contract.
Unofficial.
Oh man. Okay. So before we get too far into it, introduce yourselves a little more. Tell us before we go into. We'll follow up with Ola, but give us a little background of who you guys are,
yeah,
and maybe how you guys met.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
So my name is Elizabeth. I go by Lisa. Some people call me Liz, but it's mostly Lisa.
Do you prefer Lisa?
I prefer Lisa. Yeah.
Good.
My family just grew up calling me that, and so Lisa just kind of stuck.
Cool.
But I grew up in Avenel, which is
Oh,
yeah, it's like 35, 40 minutes from here.
Yeah.
Out the
And
cuts.
it's in the middle of nowhere. We have Subway, a prison.
You got a Circle K. You got a Circle K.
One high school. So I grew up in a very, very small town. I lived in one house my whole life until got married. And so, yeah, I went to Fresno State. I majored in mass communications and journalism,
Nice.
Spanish. And, yeah, I moved out of home to go to Fresno. And before that, I just kind of worked at. I grew up with family businesses, so my family was always involved in food and agriculture, and so I was always around small businesses.
That's awesome.
And when I went off to college, that's eventually. Well, no, we graduated. I graduated college or university before, and then that's when I met him, and yeah, now we live in Madeira of all places. We're kind of all over.
Avenal to Madeira.
They're circling the valley.
Yeah. So yeah, we're definitely very rooted in the valley. He's from Merced. But yeah, I grew up in a very small town, very humble beginnings. And I mean, still, we're still very humble. And so, yeah, that's a little bit about me. Now we've been married we actually just celebrated our 7th wedding year anniversary.
Oh, wow.
So
No
Congratulations.
way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
For all the
we have
people
2
in here.
little boys, Oscar Jr. and Noel. They're
Wild.
5 and
boys.
2.5.
Oh my gosh. I got a 6-year-old, so I understand that.
Is a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a 5-year-old 6-year-old son and a 2-year-old girl.
Yeah, they're in their wild stage right now. So between commuting, between the business and the boys, we stay busy. Yeah, we're kind of everywhere. We juggle a lot, but I mean, we like this life, this busy life.
That's cool.
Yeah, but
The first time I drove to Avenel, when I was going to her hometown, so I go through 145. I'm like, hey, are you sure you need the right address? I haven't seen a house or a car in like 30, 40 minutes.
have you guys ever been to Avenel?
Yes.
Yeah. Or at least Kettleman City, like
Yeah. Yeah.
right, it's in the middle of nowhere.
My route was I used to work in energy drink company
Oh,
for
yeah,
years with Rockstar, and I used to travel through. Avenal was on my route, Avenal and Corcoran and Coalinga, and so I'd be there once a week.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I remember that Circle K was one of my stops where I'd sleep on my break a little bit and then go and merchandise the stuff.
I think the last time we went to the coast,
man.
the detour right now takes you through
yeah.
Avenal.
Yeah.
Instead of taking you straight to
To
Kettleman.
Kettleman, yeah, because they had the 41 closed forever. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. There's a huge solar plant out there.
There
It's like,
is.
oh my gosh. How many panels?
Tesla's in Kettleman, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they
There's a
opened.
big old Tesla plant right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when she was taking you out there, were you like, where the heck is she taking me?
Yeah, I was like, where am I going? Is this the right address?
He's like contemplating his life choices, right? He's like, what's going on?
He grew up in Oakland and then went from Oakland to Merced. So he was always in the bigger towns,
Yeah.
bigger cities. And I mean, Avenal that's all I've ever really known until, college and got married. But to me, it was normal to be in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
But to him, it was like, what is
She's like, what are you freaking out about?
And
Yeah,
then it was funny because we're both Mexican American, so we come from very like traditional homes where you don't move out until you get married, and so he did ask for my hand.
Good job.
So
Good job.
he took his parents out there to meet my dad
We took a bottle of
and to
tequila.
ask them.
A bottle of
I
tequila.
think your mom, your mom was like, "What? Like, where are you taking me? Like, can't believe you drive out here for this girl."
She better be special.
After an hour, she's like, what's going on?
My dad actually handed her dad a bottle of tequila before we asked for her hand.
He's like, listen, you know why I'm here. This is on the bottle of tequila on the table.
And they actually took a shot right before.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Before they said yes or after they said yes?
Before we asked for her
Before-
hand.
I don't always drink tequila, but when I
But
do,
when I
I'm
do.
about to propose.
Yeah, that was basically how he asked. But yeah, that's a little bit about us. Don't know if you want to add anything.
Well, I grew up. So I was born actually in Washington State. That's where my parents, when they first got from Mexico, they lived in Washington State. I was there for about a few months. Didn't even last to a year. Then they took me to Oakland. Then I was in Oakland for about 10 years of my life. Then we came to the Valley, to Chowchilla. I actually lived in Chowchilla for about 2-3 years. And then we ended up moving to Merced. So that's where I technically grew up. I started at 6th grade in Merced. And then I was there all the way through college. I went
What high school did you go to in Merced?
Merced High. Well, actually, I went to Golden Valley, Buhack, and Merced
Golden
High.
Let's go. We do Golden Valleys, and we've done some jobs for Buhack.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then
Had to ask.
I went to Stanislaus State for school, majored in criminal justice. I was actually involved in law enforcement for a while until I was working for Target. I was an executive for Target.
Oh, wow.
And that's when I met Liza. And we ended up moving to Clovis, Fresno area. And then now we're in Madera. And same thing, my family always involved in business. My dad has had his business since I was young. All my grandparents, both sides, own businesses, uncles and everything in Mexico own business. So we grew up always around, small
Surrounded
businesses.
by that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's really cool.
That's a cool culture to start to be surrounded, to grow up in. And then, so what? Sorry, I'm a little too far. So what led you guys now to, because you guys have totally different backgrounds from what you're doing now.
Yeah.
What brought you to starting this?
Yeah. So like you mentioned, we have very different like backgrounds as far as like what we went to school for. So that was definitely something hard to overcome. Like, you work this hard to get this degree, and it's growing up, you're instilled that you have to go to college and get a degree and then do something and be something. And so stepping out of that to essentially like opening up your own business, that was definitely scary.
Yeah.
Because we both had really good jobs before we started our coffee shop. But yeah, so right after, well, I was in college actually. I worked at Starbucks. That was my first like coffee job. And in Avenel, there's like I think the only fast food restaurants Subway.
I wish.
And so
If In-N-Out was there, you might still be there.
yeah. And so Starbucks was right in Kettleman City. And so I feel like that was like, oh my God, Starbucks is the dream. We have to work there. And so
It's the life.
I applied so many times and I never got hired. And then I actually met some really good friends that they were working there. And so they got me in, and it was really fun. I really did enjoy working in coffee. Definitely not, it's a different atmosphere, different environment. It's more like transactional and fast paced, but it was still fun. So I always just loved working in coffee. And then after that, I moved back to Fresno. I worked at, there's a French bakery in Fig Garden. I was their barista there for like maybe a year and a half. And then from there, my brother owned a coffee shop in downtown Fresno. And that's when we had just gotten married. So we lived in downtown. And so it was just, I always loved the coffee
Industry.
scene. Yeah, like I loved it. It was just fun talking to people and then learning. And yeah, we just, I always had that background. And then when we got married, he quit Target. He worked there.
Crazy.
That was crazy.
Can't do it anymore.
He worked there for like 8 years.
Oh, wow.
And then he literally, it was like, this is like your maybe 9th anniversary. He quit the week before Thanksgiving. So that was wild.
Oh, wow.
And then
So this is hitting home.
So we actually found out that she was pregnant the week after I quit.
And then we had just bought our house. We had just bought our house. He quit his job, and then I found out I was pregnant. I'm like, what in the, like, what are we doing?
What is going on?
So I feel like our whole like business story has been scary because we've always taken like those leaps of faith, and we don't always know what we're doing, but we did it, right? So then, anyway, so he actually quit Target. He bought a route, which is like a Mission Foods route, and so,
Tortillas?
Yeah,
Tortillas,
so then he had the
We know
Lemoore-
all about it. We got a friend who does that.
Yeah.
He had the Lemoore territory, so then he drove out there for what, like 5 years?
5 years.
5 years.
So this month was it was in 2018.
When you quit Target.
Yeah, so that's when I started. So is it 5 years? Yeah.
Dang.
6 years.
4,
No,
5.
Do you still have the route?
5
No.
years.
no, I sold it
a couple months ago.
A couple months ago. So it was my last weeks of a few. But yeah, it was crazy.
So when we first kind of dove into like the coffee world, again, it was right after COVID. I was working from home. I was in HR, so I worked in HR for like 3 or 4 years. I was working from home with my little one. We worked from home for like a year and a half, almost 2 years, right after that whole COVID wave. And so the opportunity just kind of popped up over here. And a lot of people ask me or ask us, like, why Hanford? And I grew up coming to Hanford every single weekend. Our weekend routine was church. Then I think it was Walmart. Well, yeah, Walmart.
Got you.
This is like the big town for us. the mall was here, and so our parents would bring us right after church. We would come out here and go shopping, and then get Little Caesars, and then go back home. So
Let's go.
I grew up coming to Hanford all the time. So I'm very,
You had fond memories of it?
Yeah. I have really fond memories of Hanford and just the entire area here. And so we were first located inside the Fast Credit Union. I don't know if you ever went in there, but it's like a bank.
I did.
Yeah. Do you remember it? It was a bank building, so it was very hidden. It was very small, but it got us started. We were definitely, testing the waters, and we started very small. We wanted to test out the concept, obviously, because we do have a very different concept than, most specialty coffee shops. And so, right after that, we just kind of I don't want to say blew up, right? Because we didn't, but
we blew up.
Yeah.
I don't want to say
think-
we just hit it big.
How
but-
long were you guys in there?
for a year.
A year,
A
okay.
year and a few months, because we kind of
Nice.
closed in between to start moving out here.
Yeah.
And so the thought of moving was always in our heads, but we knew we had to start small because obviously we don't come from families with
Money.
all this money, right?
Yeah.
We had to bootstrap everything and basically put our savings in there.
Yeah.
And the fact that, I quit my job and went full time on this, it was scary, definitely, because so another crazy thing, when we signed the lease out there, we signed the lease in the summer, and then a week later I found out I was pregnant
Again.
with my second one. And I was like, oh my goodness.
Why do I keep doing this before big things
So
happening?
it was just scary because, you once you start your business, you can't just call out.
No.
I was very pregnant. I remember I worked Tuesday and then I gave birth Thursday.
Oh, wow.
So I was, going out to the stores, buying things, and he was still working full time at the route. And so I did do a lot of the day-to-day.
And those are long hours too.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
a lot of, he
So I
would
used
leave the
to-
house at 3 or 4 in the morning, and I wouldn't see him till 5 p.m. So I was in charge of the babies, drop-offs, pickups, and, running the business, the coffee shop. And then, that was our life for a while. We worked a lot, drove a lot, commuted. And so that's just how everything evolved. And I found out I was pregnant. I was like,
crazy.
dang
That's
it.
so-
Not that it was definitely in our plans,
She's like,
right?
I'm happy, but
No, it was, but it just
keeps happening
it
right
keeps
around
happening
major events.
because you always try in your head to plan out things, and at the end of the day, it's God who's gonna I guess choose or throw things in your life at the right time, even though you don't think so. But that's when we were there for a year and a half, and then we closed for a little while. And then once we moved out here, we definitely blew up. I mean, I feel like it's been busy from day one. And we
Night
always
and
say, oh, when it calms down, we'll be able to do this.
Yeah.
And then it hasn't
We do
happened.
that too.
It hasn't happened. So I feel like we're always trying to catch up with everything. It just always feels that way. We're just trying to catch up and trying to breathe and take a break, but it just hasn't really happened. But I mean, we can't complain. It's a good problem to have.
We love this lifestyle, and that's why
Yeah.
everyone tells me it's when they want to start their own business, I'm like, dude, you're gonna be working every day, Monday through Sunday. It's not, you don't have days off. Someone calls in, you have to go in.
You
don't-
can't really shut it off.
Yeah.
And we always talk about that. The only thing I miss about a regular 9 to 5 job is that you can clock out on Fridays and then you're done for the
You're done.
weekend.
Yeah.
And out here, even though we take a day off, let's say on a Sunday, we go out of town, we're still checking things, our email, sales, and
It's the
reports
mental
and-
unload
Yeah.
that you get that you don't get as a business owner because it's always in your mind's eye, and you're always
Always.
thinking about that and tending to it like you would a child, really. I
Yeah.
mean, still.
We literally have to stop each other sometimes. Hey, let's not talk about work today.
Yeah,
Or
we
hey,
do.
this is the last thing we're gonna say about work. Let's continue this conversation
Mm-hmm.
on whatever day it is.
Yeah.
But it's hard,
That's
to
cool.
sometimes you're in the car, you're just driving, and something pops up in your head, and you just want to talk about it there in the moment.
Yeah.
We try our best. Be days hey, today, let's forget about our phones, forget about the business. Let's try to just focus on
Mm-hmm.
this.
I think too, for us in the beginning, you're really passionate when
Yes.
when you have something that you love, that you see start from the ground up. I mean, we were really excited and really passionate, and learning how to break from that passion. Like it wasn't always like having to break from the work of it. It was sometimes it was like, hey, we need to give our brains a break from just the passionate, excited side and actually rest from that too.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you get fatigued. It's like creative fatigue where you've been having a blast and now you're exhausted on a Wednesday and you have 3 more days. And so we kind of had to discipline ourselves to be like, okay, after certain hours, we're not going to talk about work. And, you know, I get it.
It's definitely like it's nonstop. And, you know, I feel like we have a good balance. Like at the end of the day, you know, we're both owners and we're married. And so we go home and then we have to be parents together. So it's nonstop. But I think we've definitely gotten a lot better at like separating work and life. And then also just learning how to like separate like responsibilities. We kind of each give each other like, okay, you're going to take care of this. I take care of this because I'm better at that. You're better at this. And so we're learning as we go.
That's awesome.
Yeah. A lot of people always come up and ask questions and I'm like, oh, I don't know.
How do you do it? And you're like, I don't know.
That's a great question.
Just caffeine, a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
The Octa shot.
Do you want to do it? The Octa shot.
But yeah, that's how everything happened and how all of this evolved. And yeah, we're still trying to improve and grow.
Cool.
And so we're still very, very, very passionate and happy to be here.
So you guys have been here for over a year, right?
Yeah,
In this
so
location?
September 16th was our 1 year, like our birthday. So we
Nice.
definitely celebrated that.
So it's a year and 2 months now.
Yeah. And it was crazy because when we first opened September, we got approved like on a Friday and we're like, okay, we weren't even ready, but we're like, let's just open the next day because we were so broke by then. We're like, we need to open. And so we
start making money.
opened. And then that's why I said earlier, like we always told each other like, okay, when it calms down, we'll finish this or that. And it just never did, you know? And
Yeah.
so
Right.
we opened right before the holidays. And then it's funny now that Winter Wonderland is set up because last year we got approached by the city of Hanford and they were like, hey, you guys want to be in this? And we're like, yeah, you know, because we're like this, like we're doing so great. And we're very excited to be in the center of like Hanford and just to see the Winter Wonderland, like it's so beautiful and just seeing the community out there all the time. But we didn't know what we were getting into. So this year we're not participating, but we are going to be staying open later, like Friday through Sunday.
There you go.
Just so that people can come in and have like a warm spot to hang out in and still get coffee.
Yeah. Well, you guys are like, it's a perfect location.
Yeah.
It's
Literally.
They
right
park
here.
here and then
Yeah.
get coffee and then, you know, go ice skating. So,
That's
but yeah, that was
Very
it.
cool.
It was definitely a very wild beginning because we opened and then we were running the shop and then Winter Wonderland all at the same time.
Oh, wow.
And that didn't end till like 10 p.m., huh?
Yeah, it was so she used to come mostly in the days, and I used to stay here most of the time in the evenings for that, and it was crazy. It was a lot of work, a lot of inventory we had to like take, you know, control of, and it was just a lot. I was like, oh dang, we don't have this, we don't have that, you know, for over there. And then we, you know, obviously we have great team members that were helping us out, and then
They survived. They're
yeah,
troopers.
we had, and mostly it was girls working there most of the time, and we had one especially. She worked so much like through Winter Wonderland, and we called her. She was still in high school, but she was our manager over there.
Yeah, we called her the hut manager.
Nice.
This
so
year
cool.
we told each other like, no, we need to like be more present and just our brains, like you mentioned, like they need a break. So we're gonna take it a little bit slower this holiday season. So we're just excited to be doing like these type of things. You know, be a little bit more involved in the community at a slower pace and have time to do, you know, like a podcast and work with you guys.
We're excited about that. We're very, very grateful. That's so stinking
So
cool.
we have to know how you came to connect with us. Nate, you want to speak into that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was, I mean, I'll be honest too. Like it was a season where like I was brought into the team as a content creator, but as we grow and we move, as Print Theory grows, we have big goals. And actually, like, we used to work with Brandon with the energy drink company, so I had like some sales experience. So they were just like, "Hey, we have this sale going on. Hit the road." Like,
Get in your car, hit the road.
and so I had already been following you guys. I hadn't like actually came and tried your guys' spot, but you guys were, like you said, you were blowing up on social media.
A little bit.
So I was like, you guys were already on my radar. I was like that's a place.
I remember
like,
him being like, "Hey, I found this coffee shop, and
yeah,
they're on my list."
I was showing him like, hey, like you got to check these guys out.
I was like, "Oh, that's very dope."
Like, I'm gonna go to Hanford today. Like, I'm gonna go. I had already known you guys as the owners, just like based off of your social media. But
He was social media stalking just a little bit. Research, market research.
market, yeah,
You need to know who you're
Right?
going to target.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's very smart.
I just didn't want to come in too blind, and I had followed you guys before, so I came in, and it was really intimidating coming in here because you guys are so busy all the time. So this first time I came, I had saw Liza.
Yeah, it was me.
I don't think you weren't here
Because at the time he was still working a lot the route, so it was a lot of the times you would catch me here.
Yeah.
The pieces are coming
So
together.
I'd catch you, and I came, and I mean, I feel like it's so easy to pitch Print Theory because everyone here loves what they do, and they're in their position. Like I was brought on as a content creator, but like like when Sarah approached me, she didn't say hit the road. She was like, "You're
I
with
think
your."
Brandon said hit the road.
No, nobody said hit the road. That was just
That's just what I got from what was said.
It could be believable that I would say
He's
that,
like,
maybe.
That's the vibe I got.
For the record, for the podcast record, I was not told hit the road. But Sarah approached me. She's like, "You have sales experience. Like, what would you be willing to?" And I said, like yeah. Like in my mind, I was like, I don't really ever want to do sales again. But
He's like, I guess.
For you,
I will.
I think those were my words.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
that's what
for
you said.
and Dan, and for Print Theory. Like, yes, I will go, and I'll knock on doors, and I'll hand out flyers, and I'll get the word out there that Print Theory exists. And you were very like kind, even as busy as it was. You did give me the time of day, but I think
Just very grateful.
yeah,
We're very appreciative.
all this leads into like the big question of like what we and as a team and me, like we want to know your first impression.
What was your first
Like both of you,
impression?
because I met you guys both at different times.
Yeah. I remember the first time you came, and like you said, it was always so busy. And to be honest, we do get approached a lot for different reasons. Like there's always fundraisers, there's always events going on, and we get approached because we're like the new kids on the block,
Yeah.
and it's like
Right.
let's get them involved, and we really appreciate that. But at the same time, we are
overwhelming.
we're very involved business owners. We don't just sit back. We like to be behind the bar. We'll go wash dishes, whatever needs to get done. We're always very hands on. And so a lot of the times when people are looking for us, we'll be washing a dish and they're like, they're looking for you. I'm like, who? Like, so it's
Who and why? Yeah.
So I think I was on bar, and I was probably on bar, and they told
I
me,
want to
like,
say you were
register maybe?
You were probably cleaning, and they
Or
were probably
cleaning.
put, like who's at the
yeah, and
the
so
counter,
they
yeah.
were like, "Hey, this guy wants to talk to you." I'm like, "Okay, like I'll go right now." And then I don't know if you had samples that day or just flyers, but he kind of approached me and told me about Print Theory, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And I took some of the stuff home, and then I gave it to him, and then
But I think it happened like a few times. And like,
I think he did come in a few times.
times, yeah.
And I always
job,
feel
mate.
so bad because I feel like I don't have enough time to give to everybody. Sometimes it's like, hey, let me just talk to you for a little bit. And like you said, I know it's intimidating, right? And even for me, approaching someone and I don't know what they're going to ask. So it is intimidating. But you came in and you were always so respectful and you were always willing to wait. And sometimes I would be like, give me a minute. And it would be like 15 minutes later and he's, sitting there. So yeah, you were
Just
always
drinking his cold
He
brew.
was here for the coffee
Yeah.
too.
He's like, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
like, ah.
So you were always very kind and patient. So obviously that it doesn't like you weren't the typical like salesy, like, hey, I'm here to
Pushing,
sell
yeah.
you 100 t-shirts, So yeah, I think eventually you met him.
yeah, so I ended up coming in one day, and I still remember. I think Or,
I think it was a T-shirt sample. I think I had dropped one off, and I just wanted to check in with you. Like,
Those
hey,
are the ones I took home. Yeah.
yeah, like what were your thoughts on it? And then I knew you existed because I knew like,
you existed.
I knew because when you signed your thing on it was like Lisa and Oscar, and I was like, I know
There's got to be an Oscar somewhere.
Yeah.
Where is
and
he?
so I finally met you, and I was like, oh sweet, and you were so nice. I think you just like your coffee's on the house, like right away, and I was like, man, like these are so nice, and like I feel like I'm a nice person too.
Yeah.
You are, Nate.
I was like, these guys are matching my niceness, like
Just matching my energy right now.
Yeah.
You know what? Your first 10 shirts are free.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sarah, I'm giving shirts away.
you were supposed to make sales, not give them away.
He said, but they were so nice. Just caught me off guard.
Yeah, but I mean, I think as a small business, it's definitely intimidating when a company approaches you and they're trying to sell you something because you don't always know if you can afford to work with the company.
Yeah.
And he was very easy to work with. Like he basically broke it down. And so it felt natural. It didn't feel like, hey, you need to buy these T-shirts. He was very easy to work with. And I think eventually we like exchanged numbers. He would check up on me like, hey, like, did you check out the T-shirts? Or, we have the sale going on. And so as a small business, we're obviously like trying to look for those deals to make sure that we can, work with companies. And so, yeah, I mean, he was just very approachable and I feel like he knew we cared about quality, and obviously you guys carry very good quality merch, and so I think he knew that we cared about that. So he always just made sure to kind of match like our style and what we carry here, and so it just felt really natural to work with you guys.
And I think the first time that I met you. You just like seemed so passionate about what you were doing. You knew what you were talking about, and that's something that matters a lot to us because we're passionate about this.
Yeah.
So we expect everyone we work with to be passionate about whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And I remember you showed me a few shirts, and then you were like, oh, this is the better quality, and this. I was like, no, let's go with that one. That's the one.
Nah, this one.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, like a lot of the people we have kind of like figure out like we want to be mindful of the business. Like if it's a small business, this goes for any business too. Like if your budget doesn't meet it, you're just like, I'm just looking for something budget friendly. Like that's the first question we ask. Are you looking for something budget friendly, or are you looking for something like in your
High
niche?
quality, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like you guys are totally separate. I feel like the typical like coffee shop, like it's really common for like that cotton heritage or like the comfort colors, that vibe, like that faded look. But when we found, when I found out that you guys were like, I pulled out the little booklet with tea styled when you guys were at the office.
That's when our secret weapon.
Yeah, I brought it out, and then Oscar was like, this one, this one right here.
I kept trying to go with the other ones. He's like, that one. That.
Yeah, I was just trying to find your vibe because you guys are like a coffee shop, but you guys are a specialty coffee shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys have like a different niche.
You guys have your own niche. And it's
Yeah,
cool.
these shirts, when they finally like came into production and they all got done,
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, like this is them. Like it's got the blue in it. It's got the acid wash that you originally were looking for. I was really excited for these teas that we made for your 1 year anniversary.
One thing
sorry. I really loved everything. And I was going to mention, like, sometimes we had deadlines. I would tell Nate, like, hey, you think you can get them in before so-and-so? He literally drove out here, I think, like on a Saturday morning or a Friday after work.
Yeah.
And he got them to us on time, and I was like, dang, like, he's probably not even on the clock. And, he's bringing them out here. And I would always tell him, like, dang, babe, he's going to bring them. And, I just thought he always went the extra mile. And you guys, too, like, meeting those deadlines, I'm kind of like, always, I don't want to say like a procrastinator, but you just have so much on your mind that like I'm gonna send it, and then he would remind me like, hey.
Yeah, I hate the feeling of being like a pushy salesman, but when we have like sales and stuff going on, they're like, hey, like our owners are like, this at the end of this month, like the sales over.
Yeah.
That's it. When the first comes, with all due respect, like the sale's done.
Yeah.
Every now and then we'll push it and carry it over, right? But
Yeah, and I think the cool thing, and Brandon, you can probably speak to this, is that sometimes we actually get co-op pricing. So we'll get an extent, like we'll go to one of our vendors and we'll say, hey, look, we have a lot of interest in this SKU, and they will issue us a special price for a certain amount of time, which allows us to then take that discount to the customer. So there are times where it is a hard deadline for us too. So we're like, please. Just so we can order them for you.
Yeah. we never like that was. I feel like that was me today. Like a lot of our, we got like we have big goals, just as I'm sure you guys do, and we know where we want to go, and in order to get there and to do what we want to do next year, there's certain sales that have to be hit, and so it's like, all right, let's get boots on the ground, let's do it. And so sometimes
you gotta hit the road.
Yeah, and I guess it's not the hardest part, but it's hard juggling when your client relations, like where's the line of making, because our main concern is making sure we deal with a lot of busy business owners in a bunch of different industries, and the reason I feel we have really gained a lot of traction, a lot of new customers, is because a lot of these busy business owners say you guys make it so easy, and when I forget, you guys are always keeping me on track. Or like, I forget this is coming up, and 3 weeks ahead of time, you guys are already like, hey, just want to let you know we learned your account. Like we know your guys's, we know what you guys need, and we know like you have, like we do a lot of schools too. Like we know you have different events coming up, and so like ahead of time we're on it. And so, but it's also finding that line of staying on top of them in a respectful way. Yeah. And then where's that line of, okay, calm down. Yeah. I know. You guys, back off.
I got big goals.
I never, and it's we never want to cross that line. And I've probably crossed that line a couple times just to find out where that line is. And we understand, but I've like Nate, it goes just because we're passionate and we want to make sure, and we want to leave nothing on the table, right? That's what we say. So, but I remember Nate for specifically, I believe was you guys' 1 year anniversary is the one that sticks out to me. I remember Nate, like he was going through and we were like tag team, and we were like, they sent us an inspo pic of like, they want this style shirt. And it was like, we need to find this style shirt in this budget. And so it was our like going through all of our vendors and different stuff like that, and calling some of our vendors and being like, hey, do you have stock on this specific shirt? No, it's a new shirt. We actually don't even have stock of it yet. So I don't know what it is. Okay, sorry, bye. And then it's like, we need to find this shirt that matches this budget. And Nate was just like, man, I'm having a hard time. And then he found one and ended up working out. And then it was like, I remember like we love T-styled, but all brands have issues sometimes on like inventory and just different stuff like that. And I remember this shirt, like more than half the shirts didn't come in the morning of. The morning before your guys' 1 year anniversary.
I was kind of like,
speak to that.
He was really nervous.
We were communicating back and forth. You're just like, hey,
speak to that.
What? Because one box had come in of those T-style, and it was
like Thursday, right? I think it was like on a Thursday when you told me that, and our event was Saturday. And then I even told them, because I feel so bad. I'm like, if you don't have them all, like that's fine. Like just get us 10 T-shirts, or So I was like, I was not worried.
He's like, they're all gonna be smalls.
They're all smalls. They're not mixed.
I wasn't worried. I was trying to like not put that pressure on you, because I know you worked really hard to get us the style, the quantity, and the color that we wanted. So
I think this particular story was more of a shipping thing. Something weird happened with the shipping.
It wasn't.
I felt like it was from beginning. Like we found the shirts, and even us ordering from T-Styled, it was for some reason there was some error on their website that it wasn't letting us. The pricing was just wrong. And I was like, there's no way. Like it was gonna end up costing like triple what you guys were originally, like what I promised you guys. And I was like, there's no way. And so we contacted the owner of T-Style, Demir, right? And
which shout out, Demir's helped us a lot.
Yeah, and he's the best. Like,
good guy.
He just shot him a text and it said, hey, these shirts are not this price, right? And luckily we got a hold of him and we got like his blessing, and he pretty much gave us like a special pricing
he was
for
like,
these shirts.
Don't worry about it. We're going to refund you guys the amount of what they should. That's not the right price. But what I didn't notice till after was Dan had already bought the shirts also at that like triple the cost, and we were like, we're gonna just get them. We're gonna figure it out regardless.
After.
They need these shirts,
Yeah.
and we'll figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
But he already bought them, and so Demir was like, we'll refund you.
But we also had like that text. Too,
yeah, we had that
right?
text just in
Yeah.
case.
We had the little.
So, but just you never know.
Yeah.
What
I have
Demir
a
said.
screenshot.
Yeah, but he did. He then sent me a screenshot and was like, we refunded it back onto the car. Don't worry about it. And so that was the first obstacle. And then it was like not getting them in. And we were like, oh, shoot.
We had like 3 or 4 tracking tags on this order, and they all showed delivered, but we did not get them. And I remember having the stack. It was a Thursday, and they were all supposed to come in, and Ryan was already on press. Like, he had done the test print. He was ready to go. He was just waiting for the shirts to get there.
Literally everything was ready.
So I get 3 boxes in, and it's the only 3 boxes that I got that day. And it said delivered. And I thought, oh, perfect. So I unpack them, and then Ryan's like, hey, there's no large, or there was like a whole size SKU missing. And I was like, that's so weird. They have to be there. We're looking at these tags high and low. There was I think there was 2 tags on one box.
Something
There was like
that,
2
So
tracking
wonky,
tags on one box. So all 4 tags showed scanned, but there was only 3 packages out of the 4. We called our UPS guy. We love him. Matt, we love you.
Matty Mo.
You
Matty Mo.
have saved us so many times, and we are so appreciative. And so Matt's like searching. He calls the Visalia warehouse. They have management. They have people on the UPS floor looking for this box, and they end up finding it and delivered it Friday. We got it like Friday at
Yeah,
noon. I
Friday,
felt like,
yeah.
Dang.
and we were able to get him on press. But I mean, it was so cool that there was just so much love for you guys. I mean, from all the way down, from the owner of T-Style to our driver at UPS, the manager in
Warehouses.
Visalia.
Yeah.
So many people looking for this box. And when we got it, it was like everybody in the shop was like,
we
"What
did
you guys?"
And Nate was so relieved. And then
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
like,
That
they're
week
going to
he
get
was-
them. He's like, we're going to get them. We're going to get them to them. And then I'm planning on going tomorrow morning just to enjoy, just to
Yeah.
be there. And,
Yeah.
No,
and,
we appreciate that. We didn't know all those details. He did mention that.
He's all calm on the phone. We're just waiting for a package.
His text messages were so chill. Like, yeah, we got one box.
because
like,
it's
just
never an
waiting on
issue
one
for
box.
you. It
Yeah.
should never be an issue. It
Yeah.
should never be an
Yeah.
issue.
So we
You
didn't
gotta
know
worry
all
about.
that. So thank you.
So we appreciate that a lot, and that means a lot to us. Like just knowing all this story, it means a lot to us.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why we keep working with you guys, because you just don't go that extra mile from delivering them on your day off or when you clock out to calling the owners, the company, and tracking a box in the warehouse. Like, not everyone's gonna do that,
Yeah.
It's because our clients, they are, to us, at least in our minds, as corny as it may be, is like we call them it's our Print Theory fam, and we have our whole thing. We say it we've said it now on every podcast, but it's more like it's something that we do embody, as corny as it is. We're your. I don't know if Nate's have you ever told him?
I've never told him.
Come on, Nate.
Today's your day.
Today's your day, Nate.
It's hard to get that word out of my mouth still a little bit.
Nate's still hard. It's hard, but
It's just a
it's a
bit of a cringy
it's a
word,
little
but
cringy,
it's-
but it
It
gets
has such a big meaning behind it.
It's we are your we're vendors. We hate the word vendor because it insinuates like
Feels
it's just
cold.
it's just transactional. It's
Transactional,
entertaining.
yeah.
It's like I could get another vendor anytime.
Yeah.
Hey, we're your friender because we treat you guys like we call it our Print Theory fam, and it's like we really are, and we do our best to treat every one of our clients like family, and therefore, if one of my family's orders are running late, you better realize that I'm going to do whatever it takes
Yeah.
within my realm of possibility to get this done, to get this order out to them, because I don't want my family in need, or I don't want my family to miss out on this opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, and we really do try and embody that. And again, it's cringy to say it out loud, but it also gets the point across.
Yeah.
And that's something that we talked about before. When we choose who we work with, that's like something that we do, and that's like with you guys. That's what we chose to work with you guys to do our stuff, because obviously you guys value us. We'll do whatever it is to get us the stuff here when we need it and so on. Same thing for like that. And similar, it's like our roaster, Proyecto Diaz. We had exactly 1 year ago, we had something similar where we ran out of coffee that week, and we were going to get into the week after. And he literally was like, you know what? We'll get on the roaster. We'll get this done for you. And I have a cousin that actually lives on the street from him. He was like, just get your cousin and then he could take it to you. And he ended up getting us everything done in like within a day.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then so that's, we value all that, what you guys do for us.
It's the type of people that come when they come through. And again, it's genuinely what, like when you're growing a business and you have people that you need, that you rely on. We rely on customers for our business and our customers rely on our product for their business. Yeah. Like the same thing, we rely on each other. And if we just take care of each other because we genuinely care about each other, like that's the people I want in our circle.
Yeah, and
Yes, for sure.
Nate would always tell me like, hey, you guys should come out and, check out the shop. And so just inviting us to the shop, like that was nice too. And, you guys have a beautiful shop. I think I was very, very impressed. Yeah. The setup, it looks so well put together. And
I don't think I've ever seen something like that.
No, never.
Our owners are very intentional.
Yeah,
We're very
everyone
intentional
to, like,
about
just
that.
We
come
care
check it
how
out.
it looks.
Yeah.
From like the packaging, when you guys package the T-shirts and deliver them, just the emails, confirmation, everything is just so put together and seamless. And I'm sure, obviously, you went through all these things, right?
to
And we
get
had no
there.
idea. We had no idea.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. Yeah. So we really appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
It's it's a journey building a small business and building something just from nothing really. And I think we appreciate even hearing your guys' story. I feel like, oh man, I can relate to them.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to relate to other small business owners because it is a lonely world because you don't, like we always say, when we have an issue or something, we can't call our managers. I'm like,
It's your problem.
and so
You're it.
Yeah, this is it. And so when we hear other stories, similar stories, or just all these loopholes that you guys have to go through, it's like same thing, right? When we had that issue last year, they went above and beyond to get us the product. And so it's just nice to be able to relate to other small business owners and take care of each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Proyecto Diaz for doing that for us.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
We shout out everyone we can. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so loud. Jeez. I'm sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, but we did a lot of stuff kind of, I guess, behind the scenes for you guys. And we do that for like all of our customers, all of our frienders, whatever we can. But
You said it.
Yeah, I did.
I won't do it again. It's so loud. I don't want to touch that again.
But we also knew that like your 1 year anniversary was coming up, and like that's your guys' birthday.
Yeah.
It was such a special event, and we live behind right now. Like at least in this season, like we're living behind this phrase of your merch matters, and the fact that like it was going to have your guys' building on the back.
Yeah.
Like it was such a cool shirt, and it was really important. It was really special to me, like to make sure that it can get done for you guys. And then when I came on Saturday on my day off, I did pop in. I just wanted to see it, check it out. You guys had like the pizza truck out there. You guys had a DJ.
Yeah, he said it was so sick. It looked.
Everyone
I saw the
was wearing
in the
their
video.
shirts. Like all that hard work, that like the stress. Like
You get to
there
see
was
it
a
in
night where
person.
I was like, I can't sleep because they're not going to get their shirts. Like, what's going to happen?
It's like PTSD.
Yeah.
I think at one point we were like, let's just print Navy shirts for them. Like, let's get them something.
Something.
And then
You guys were gonna have
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
We'll
Whenever
have
the
that
other
wash.
shirts came in. Yeah.
It was but that Saturday that I had come in, like the day of the event, when I got in line, first of all, like Oscar was, I think you were talking to somebody and you were just like, hold on. And then you came and you approached me and you talked to me. You're like, hey, what's up, man? Like, thanks for stopping by. We love the shirts. And I was like, yeah, I'm glad you liked them. I just wanted to check everything out. And then I went and I kind of got in line, and then you like walked behind the bar and you're like telling everybody like, hey, he doesn't pay for his drink. He doesn't pay for his drink. And it got to the point where there was a young lady here where it was George, right? Or Jorge. He's like, he's not paying. He doesn't pay for his drink, right? And I was like, and she was like, oh, like, yes, like I know he doesn't pay for his drink. I was like, oh man, like,
The whole shop knows.
You're like, I'm just a person. Let me pay for this.
I felt really special, but it was like such a treat. And then like when I was waiting in line, I think they like one of your employees threw the other on their shoulder, and they were like all taking a picture, and they all had the shirts. I was like,
cool.
oh man, like this is so sick. Like it was so worth the like pushing and calling and calling the owner of T Style, calling UPS, getting everything we had to doing everything we had to do to get
Worth it.
these shirts, because your merch matters. And I mean, I can't imagine that event without you guys having the shirts that you guys chose.
No, yeah, it was definitely really special, and especially the design. So the design, I think you're wearing it, right? Here, let me grab it.
We actually sold out of certain sizes that day.
So this design, shout out to my cousin. He designed it when we were first at the smaller location, and we had that design for a long time, and well, we had already came out with like different designs throughout working with you. But this one, I was like, you know what? Like, I really want a big building T-shirt for the 1 year. And just with this style of T-shirt, it just looks so nice. And so I think we got them Friday, or was it right? Did we get the T-shirts Friday? Maybe.
So,
Yeah, it was Friday
Right?
evening. It was like
when we picked them up. And so that morning, we literally came in super early. We came like an hour early, and we just gave everybody their T-shirts, and we're like, here, put them on. And so it just, it was very special for us to see our entire team wearing them and just celebrating, 1 year of being here. It was really, really nice. And we sold a lot of T-shirts that day. Just people love our T-shirts. Yeah. Every single design that we've been able to print with you guys, we've sold it really fast.
That's awesome.
That's your merch matters.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
cool.
awesome. Okay, so then question, what kind of impact has having merchandise? What kind of impact has it had on your business?
I think one of the biggest things that we've seen is, we're a super small town. A lot of people tell us like they're thankful for us bringing this type of concept and specialty coffee to smaller towns, because specialty coffee shops are so common in big towns, big cities, LA, Oakland, San Francisco, New York. But people who live in little towns like this, they don't always get out of town too much, so they don't get to see, different specialty coffee shops. And so now that we have merch, I think it's just been really nice to see people wanting to be part of like what we're doing, kind of like, they just want to be part of it. They want to feel part of our team. And I feel like we've built those relationships with a lot of our customers, and it's really cool to see. I think a month ago we went to Disneyland, and he pulled out his T-shirt, his this one, anti-decaf.
I love that shirt.
Yeah, I love this T-shirt.
We have
too.
that shirt as a
So-
sample in our shop.
He pulled it out, and I told him, I'm like, oh, are you serious? You're gonna wear that at Disneyland? not that I didn't want him to, but
I always wear it.
He always wears it. And
Wear it again.
again, I was like, we're not working. Like, take it off, kind of thing. We're gonna go out with family. We took our babies to Disneyland, and I'm like, whatever, wear whatever you want. And so he wore it.
Forget it.
And people were approaching him so much. They're like, hey, where'd you get that T-shirt?
Yeah, so and that's one of the main reasons why with this. So this design that she has, it didn't have the Hola Cafecito, and then on this design, I was like, hey, I want something that has our name in the front, so people know. Because I feel like if, for example, Starbucks, right, they could print whatever it is with their logo, everyone knows who they are.
Yeah.
But
Right.
us, we're not at that
not that
level.
level yet.
And then so I was like, I want people to know where it's from. So then that's why I wanted it. Like now, even so, I actually use that shirt when I go to Merced, or my friends from Merced actually, they wear it to the gym. So their friends are like, "Hey, where did you get that shirt? Like, can you get it?" And so I had people literally order shirts from Merced, and because they seen them over there.
So
and
cool.
then like people follow us on Instagram because they see that shirt, they see our name on that shirt. They're like, "Where is this?" And then we have people coming from like Merced, places like that, to come visit us here just because they heard about our shop, because it was someone had our shirt, and then they came. They're like, "Hey, I want to buy your shirt," so they came by.
That's so cool.
And some of our customers, they're so sweet. We have a customer, Rodrigo. He's from Visalia. Shout out to him. He's a teacher
Shout
at
out, Rodrigo.
Visalia. He's buying like every single design that we've had. in this shirt.
Cool.
He's always on Instagram like, save me this size. And so him and his family have been really supportive. But he went to Japan, was it in the summer? I think he took
summer.
his entire family like during summer break. They went to Japan for a couple weeks, and he wore his T-shirt out there.
That's cool.
And then tagged us, and I was like, "Dang, our T-shirt is in Japan!
Yeah.
Like that's so awesome."
That's so sweet.
And then we had a T-shirt giveaway a few months back, and then one of our customers, Marcus, shout out to him too. He wore his T-shirt to Disneyland, and same thing. Like he could have worn anything, you know. He could have worn your typical like Mickey T-shirt, but yeah, he took our T-shirt out there, and the same thing. It's like, dang, like people are wanting to wear our T-shirts, our designs out there. It's
him
just
and Oscar
really,
knew what's up.
Yeah, it's just really nice to be able to see like community, and I think that's what it's built. Merch has definitely helped us build a community, a coffee community.
Yeah. You know, we went to a coffee show not too long ago, and I was so surprised that a lot of the specialty coffee industry is not nailing it on branding. And you guys have done such a good job. And, you know, you're a young company, and it's just so cool to hear those stories. And I mean, to have your shirts travel the globe, that's pretty cool. And I think there's something to be said. You know, you guys have an eye for quality, and you care about quality. I love that you chose these shirts. They are nice shirts. At first, so I didn't go to the big show last year. So at first, when they were like, "Oh, we're going to sell T-style," I was like, "Oh, this
We
is
came back and was
T-style."
like, T-styled is our new secret weapon.
Yeah,
It is.
and then we had the T-style shipping thing, and I was like, I don't know.
I think you're
And
still
then
on
I
the
saw
fence.
the quality
Yeah.
of the shirt. I know, but the quality is really
quality
good.
is
really good,
It's really good. I did hold up those
I mean,
joggers. We did some joggers this week, and they were phenomenal.
He literally wears the T-shirt like all the time.
I do wear at least like once or twice, and then it's like also to work out. They're so comfortable to work
They're
out.
really
It's,
comfortable.
it's the thing.
So
It's
yeah, my
quality.
friends from Merced, that's why they actually buy them to go to the gym.
Oh, wow.
So, and everyone in the gym sees them with them, so that's why they want to buy them too, because they're like,
Yeah.
damn, those are cool, you know.
Yeah.
So
I think the shirt that Lisa's wearing is the
Can I
exact
show
same
them?
shirt I'm wearing underneath. The oil dip, the T-styled oil dipped. Except it's our your merch.
Oh,
bag.
that's the comfort colors, I think.
Yeah, this
Oh, is
one's
it?
comfort color.
Yeah.
This one, but this one is also very special to us. So I don't know if you could see it back there, but we actually just printed out that Canva right there.
Oh,
Nice. Our friend Ita, shout out to Ita.
our social
Shout out,
media
Ita.
manager.
Yeah, shout out to Ita. She helps us with social media and also a lot of our graphic designs.
It's cool.
But that one was really special to me because we always want to make sure that we celebrate our culture. We speak, obviously, our first language is Spanish. And so we always try to involve like Spanish into our business and our culture. And so the flower there, it's a cempasúchil, and it's very common in Mexico, and it's used for El Día de los Muertos. And so when me and Itza always talk about like branding and like who are we or what defines us, you know, like obviously Starbucks, they have their what is it, a
Like a mermaid.
mermaid
Yeah.
and a
Mermaid.
star, right?
They're
So
vixen.
I
What
would
do they
always
call
tell
that?
her like the Mexican tile design, so it's talavera, and then the cempasúchil flower, which is like a marigold. I feel like we really identify with that because it shows a little bit of our culture, but it's not like in your face, like.
Yeah.
And so we try to be very mindful of that as well. We want to be able to showcase our culture and who we are, but at the same time make it, very, very pretty.
Yeah.
yeah. And they are. Your designs are great.
Thank you. Know that Itza, shout out to Itza, because
Shout out Itza.
She's
Okay, I'm gonna sound
good.
really dumb right
amazing.
now. What does siempre mean? I think I have a feeling of what it means.
Always.
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 forever. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So coffee always. Basically.
I know enough Spanish. I know
Yeah.
siempre.
I know.
Oh, I was gonna guess like si se puede.
Yeah.
Like. Shout out Cheetah Girls.
But yeah, so cafecito siempre translate to always coffee or forever coffee.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Dan and Sarah, do you guys have anything to add before we just about wrap this up? No?
I think this has just been a lot of fun
Yeah.
to get to
Yeah.
know you guys. I know they've had the privilege of building relationship with you, but it's a real treat to sit with you.
Yeah. We're going to be posting this on, I know it's the week before, but we're going to be posting this on Thanksgiving.
Oh,
And
so
we can just kind of, what are you guys thankful for this year?
Let's do it.
yeah.
You guys want to go first?
You want to go first?
You guys want to go first or you guys want to go?
Or you guys want to go last? You know what? They're the guests. They can go last.
Yeah, I think
They give some time to think.
Last?
Go ahead.
That way Dan can go first.
You know,
El Capi, Dan, and Sarah.
I think probably one of the greatest blessings that for us came out of business was the people. I could get a little teary on this one. You know, when we were first like really growing, we were just trying to build a great team. And we're so thankful because God's given us a great team of people. And I love, we've intentionally chosen people with a value that have a value set to serve and love their community. And not just to love, it's not about the order, it's not about the money, it's not to love, to serve people and help them. And you know, all that increase in blessing, it will come. It will come. I'm sure Hola Cafecito one day will be like a Starbucks and it'll be huge. And I hope we're still providing your merch at that point because that'll be amazing for all of us.
Amazing for everyone.
But I think just God gave us this amazing staff, and then it just really like the expansion of the network of customers and people that we get to serve has been just the people. The people have been the greatest blessing in all of it. And so I am very thankful for that.
Dang, that's good.
Can't top that off.
And the ice mess. I mean, the peanuts at the bottom. It's like a wonderful little snack.
Yeah.
What you, Dan?
I mean, I was thinking the same
You
thing.
say ditto.
I want to say we're
it's-
probably all on the
it's-
same page.
Yeah.
It's been
Mine's
it's
slightly different.
It's been a fun
Okay.
year, just growing.
It's been a fun
I think we've grown quite a bit this year, and we've just done some different things that have made, I think, our lives a little bit easier, and so
And funner.
and funner. Yeah,
Yeah.
we like to
More
have
fun. Funner.
We do.
More
Yeah.
fun.
What are you thankful
Oh.
for, Brandon?
Mine's along the same lines, but mine would be for me. You guys. Well, I guess it is the same. I guess it is. Well, more in the sense of like, I did not come from this industry. I was doing sales for over a decade in energy drinks, and then business development for cars, like for the car industry. And in all my years of sales, or even just working in general, I've never worked at a company with the culture that Print Theory has, with our owners, how they said it. It really is a totally different work environment that is so crazy. And when I've made a mistake, and I've made many big ones, listen, I'll be the first to say I made my mistakes. And I am just met with grace every time, and that doesn't happen. And I would totally understand if I would have gotten fired for the first time, or the second mistake, or the third mistake,
But I'm
or
still
the
here.
fourth. But I'm still here standing. I'm on this podcast. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm grateful for an awesome team. It's crazy, and my wife even like I was in a cycle of between 2 and 4 years, aside from the energy drinks. Like every 2 to 4 years, my wife would be like, "Okay, it's been 2 years now. Like, are you gonna switch jobs again?" Like, what? And it was never like we were never not out of a job. It was just I'd get bored.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it the other week, and she was like, "It's a little over 2 years now," and I was like, "Whoa, I'm not having this conversation." She's like, "No, I'm bringing it up to say like, you genuinely seem still as in," and I'm like, "There's so much to learn. Like, I'm engaged, and it's new every day, and it's custom, and I love our like it's like I could see myself doing this forever." She's like, "You know what? I think I could see that," and I'm like, "I genuinely love it. It just radiates out of everything that we do." I'm always wearing Print Theory stuff on or off, so I feel you, Oscar. My whole closet is Print Theory stuff,
Theory.
and I'm like, I don't know. I wear it to church. I wear it at work. I wear it after work. I just don't know when to turn it off.
Yeah.
But so I'd say you guys, our team, Print Theory team.
I'm on the same page as you. Like, I'm grateful for Dan and Sarah. I was doing Instacart before this, And it was super
Successfully.
fun. And yeah, successfully. Like I was
So making
I was killing it.
He was making some good money.
it was fun. Yeah, I still every weekend or so I might just dabble a little bit.
I still dabble a little bit.
But I'm very grateful for the opportunity as to have like a position where it's like so much more fulfilling. Everyone on our team, where they're at, like they love, like our screen printer, the guy who runs our machine, he always wanted to do that. Like me growing up, I always wanted to handle media. Always wanted to do like design, content creation, photography. Like where I'm at in our business, like I'm so appreciative, and I love working at Print Theory, which is like why I'm so happy to go that extra mile of not wanting to do sales, but it's like, you know what, I love Print Theory. I'm so grateful. Like, yeah, I can't say no. Like I got to do it. Someone told me that I can't say no, and that's probably true. But
Now we know.
Are you making eye contact?
no. It was
It's not us.
yeah, it was Kingsburg First. It was Kingsburg First Baptist. It was Caitlin. Shout out Caitlin.
Shout out Caitlin.
She was like, "You're so nice." Yeah, she's like,
Never mind.
she's like, "Do you ever say no?" And I was like,
No.
Great question. No. Yes.
This
We'll
time.
find out.
"Yeah, I'm so grateful for that." And then alongside like the relationships that we get to build, I'm so grateful that I got to meet you guys.
So cool. We wouldn't have been here without Nate.
Yeah,
meeting you
we
guys.
live life, and sometimes it's like I'm so happy with all the people I have in my life, and then you meet that one extra person, those two extra people.
Yeah.
I love the relationships that I get to build in our company, and being frienders, like those, like
Second time.
We're about to make the hoodies
Yeah.
so he can wear it. He wanted
Yeah,
to say
we're
it all the
making
time. He just wear it.
certified.
I'm just so
frienders.
grateful for like the job that I have, like where I'm at, and the relationships that I get to build. So thank you for being so open to the guy who just like walked in on a busy day. Like, while you're like doing
I
dishes
think
or
he
whatever.
came with that duffle bag one time. I'm like, oh, he's
Yeah.
That was like the
guy's
second or
serious.
third time where I don't come in with a duffel bag on the first ride.
Oh, I do.
I feel like it's
on
a
my
lot.
shoulders.
Yeah, to read it. Yeah. But yeah, I'm very grateful for all the relationships and the new people that I get to meet. So thank you. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Good thing.
Thank you.
Good.
I'll go next. Kind of along the same lines. I mean, obviously, I'm thankful to see where I'm at right now. I definitely didn't imagine being here. We both had very different jobs before having a coffee shop. But it was funny because I remember telling myself by 30 years old, I need to have something. I need to quit my job. I need to have something of my own. And it happened. I think I unintentionally manifested that. And so I'm thankful to be here. It's definitely it hasn't been easy, and I don't think it's gonna continue to get easier. As your business grows, you face new challenges that you don't always know how to deal with. But on the flip side, you get to do so many fun things, meet so many different fun people and genuine people. I mean, we've met some of our really good friends here in Hanford. Just amazing people that come in and support us, and so many strangers that support us and they care for us. They care for, us, our kids, and then they're always hyping us up and telling us like, we have an amazing team. Your team cares about you. Your team takes care of you guys. And so I think that's one of the biggest fears, right? When you're not at your job or your business, like, are my employees like doing their job? Are they taking care of it? And so we always get compliments like, your team really, they take care of your shop, they take care of you guys. And so I'm really thankful for where we're at, the relationships we've built. I'm really, really thankful for our team. We have some amazing team members. They're so cool, so sweet, and they've faced challenges, and they've been able to ride those along with us, And so I'm really thankful for our business, the friends that we've been able to meet here. A lot of our customers have become our friends.
Awesome.
I'm thankful to be able to work with, Print Theory, and just to meet you guys, and just even be included in like a podcast or invited to like headquarters. I think that's pretty awesome. It makes us feel special. It really does, because we see the companies you guys work with, and you guys are working with some big companies, and I feel like we're very, very small, and so
you're big in our hearts.
And so I definitely, I'm very thankful for all of that, and just thankful to continue to grow and see you guys grow, and we'll definitely stick around with you guys. So you guys take care of us.
Let's go.
We always.
We'll grow together.
Yeah, growing together.
So, I mean, pretty much around the same lines, like we're really thankful for, our team. That's one of the biggest things, right? Like, and we always talk about this, that we take care of our team and they're always going to take care of our customers, right? They're always going to do that. So we're really thankful for our customers too, that, how she said, there's a lot of them that come in here and they're always like thankful for us having the shop here, thankful for, the way that we take care of them. And just we're genuine. We like doing this. We love doing this. So every time that, they're here, it's just like, hey, like, we're going to do the best to, give out the perfect drink every single time. It doesn't matter who's here, who comes in. We're going to do that every single time.
Yeah.
So we're thankful for our customers. We're thankful for you guys, And thank you for bringing us to, be part of your family. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Sweet. Well, okay. Well, as we end this episode, we curated something that we would like to, if it's official, we would like to play this on our episodes. You guys want to hear a Hola Cafecito ad?
Yeah.
This is okay.
The unofficial.
The unofficial
Official
ad for Hola Cafecito that we came up with.
I want to hear
There's
it.
there's a really good one that Nate came up with, and then there's one that I came up with as we were sitting here right before we started the podcast. That's not as good, but I'll do both. I'll say both, and then you guys can choose mine later. But I'm just kidding.
From the ad in the notes.
There you go. Okay, we're gonna roll this
Super
now.
cool. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, go do one more. Sorry, one more time, Dan. Now let me get into it. Hola Cafe. This is what. See, this is. Never mind. Let's do this one more time. Dan, from the top. One more time. Hola, coffee lovers. Are you ready to step up your coffee game? Introducing Hola Cafecito, an unofficial official sponsor of the Print Theory podcast. At Hola Cafecito, you can experience a variety of specialty coffees like iced mazapan coffee or enjoy a warm café de olla. And don't forget to try their delicious food items, perfect for pairing with your favorite cafecito. So why wait? Come visit Hola Cafecito in Hanford. Your perfect cup is just a visit away.
I love that.
There you go.
That's not bad.
Love that.
See, even you guys coming up with that, like that's so cool.
I think I just teared up right now.
Then just wait for mine. Wait for mine. You guys ready for mine? It's a lot shorter. That was good. That was really good.
I really leaned in that time.
Okay, this one's a lot shorter and not as well thought out. But we're gonna figure this out. Okay, go for it. This podcast is brought to you and powered by Hola Cafecito, Hanford's little slice of El Dorado, where your coffee is primo. Listen, it's all right. It's all right.
All right.
That won't be the official one, but that'll be the one that
Yeah,
I
we'll
will.
flip them between.
We have
you
to come
won't.
and like
Like you
film like you walking down, walking into the door,
Do a
You
whole
know,
commercial out of
saying the
it.
ad.
Nate can do it.
Yes, he can.
Yes, he can. Yes, he will.
Yeah, we love this. Thank you guys. Thank you.
No, thank
Sweet.
you. I really appreciate that.
Alrighty. Well, we love you guys. Thank you so much for being on this episode, on our season 2, episode 5 of the Print Theory podcast. And with that, we're out of here. Ooh,
Like,
that's-
we'll do a cheers.
yeah.
There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. Clink. Oh, my arm got stuck behind my thing.